Hello all of you. Today I am taking chapter 7 Control and Coordination of class 10 Science, and this is the second part we are doing. The first part we discussed reflex action and the structure of neuron and neuromuscular junction. Welcome to the class. So this video mainly deals with the human brain and the cause of nervous action. Is reflex action the only function of the spinal cord? What do you think? Is it yes or no? Obviously not, because the body has many more other functions to perform, and that requires thinking. Thinking involves more complex mechanism than the neural connections. So, reflex action is not only the function of the spinal cord, but it also take part in complex mechanisms that require neural connection. So, if we categorize the human nervous system into different parts, we come to the conclusion that the nervous system in human being is made up of central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system, you can see the central nervous system is shown here, and it has only two parts, that is brain and the spinal cord. It's a very simple process, or it's a very simple structure that it has only brain and spinal cord, but most of the functions are controlled by these two organs. Then these functions or these organs or this system is connected with peripheral nervous system which has autonomic nervous system and somatic nervous system. So what does this autonomic nervous system mean? This system communicates with the internal organs and glands, and all the soft muscles, they mainly work or they mainly function because of the autonomic nervous system. If you see, we again divided this into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic, they are arousing, and the parasympathetic, they are calming. If one organ excites, one part will stimulate, another part will inhibit, or one part will be faster and one part will make it simpler. So the coordination of both these divisions, sympathetic and parasympathetic, they perform or they make the organs function. And these functions of these muscles or this nervous system is autonomous, and they are not they are not totally controlled by the human body. Then we have a somatic nervous system. As the name suggests, it is mainly responsible for the system that are somatic, or which communicates with sense organ and voluntary muscles. So somatic means voluntary muscles, they are connected by these sense organs. They can be either sensory, afferent, or they can be motor. Just in reflex action, you saw that there was a afferent fiber and there was a efferent or sensory nerve and a motor nerve, which senses is sensory and that help in the quick reaction, that was a motor nerve. This is the basic flow chart of the nervous system. Here you can see the green neurons or the nerves, and this all the neurons, they are connected all over the body, because each and every organ has to be connected with our brain or with the central nervous system. So jointly both these systems, central nervous system, CNS and PNS, they make a nervous system. Now the nervous system, here also you can see it's very nicely described here. Different ganglions and nerves, they perform function and they make peripheral nervous system, and the central nervous system has only brain and spinal cord. Now we are more concerned with the first part, that is brain. So what is a brain? Brain is a center of coordination of all activities that are taking place in a body. It involves thinking, the processes of thinking, imagination, recreation, and creativity. These are all complex processes. There is an involvement of brain, or the complex functions of brain are involved in this. A human brain is divided into forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain is again has three parts. These three major parts, they combine to make forebrain. Midbrain is only a single part of the brain that functions as a midbrain, and the hindbrain has three different organs, that is cerebellum, pons, and medulla oblongata. You can see this is a diagram, figure 7.3, which shows human brain. The first very coiled part, that is cerebrum. Then the skull protects the soft brain or cerebrum, which has a bony skeleton, and the three meninges or three more layers are involved in protection of the brain, and a CSF, cerebrospinal fluid, also there protects the shaft. Then hypothalamus, this is not actually the part of nervous system, but it has a neurosecretory as well as endocrine function. Then these cerebrum and cranium, they form the forebrain, and thalamus is also. Cranium is not exactly the part, but the cerebrum and hypothalamus and thalamus, they make the forebrain. Then we have midbrain, then the pons, medulla, and the cerebellum. All these three, they combine to form a hindbrain. These are connected with the spinal cord. So we call hindbrain as a brain stem also. So one most important endocrine gland that is also present in the brain is the pituitary gland. So it acts as an endocrine function. What are the functions of forebrain? The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, and it has three main areas: sensory, which receives sense impulses from sense organs via receptors that we learned in the earlier part; motor area, voluntary movements; association area, areas related with reasoning, learning, and intelligence. Then second part is thalamus. It relays sensory information to the cerebrum, and the hypothalamus, which has both the link between nervous system and the endocrine system. Midbrain, which connects forebrain and hindbrain, and it controls reflexes of eyes and ears. Then there is a hindbrain, it connects forebrain. It has three parts: the cerebellum, which controls and coordinates muscular movement, maintains body posture. We are walking in a straight line, we are riding a bicycle, and we don't fall. It's all because of the cerebellum. Cerebellum controls our posture and maintain the muscular movement. Pons act as a bridge controls involuntary actions like blood pressure, salivation, and vomiting, etc. All these organs, they control specific functions of the body. Now, what is the role of spinal cord? Spinal cord is also second important organ of central nervous system. So this is a cylindrical tubular structure extending downwards from medulla oblongata, and it is covered by a vertebral column. The vertebral column covers spinal cord and protects it from any injury from the external atmosphere. There is a cerebrospinal fluid present between the three membranes that covers the skull. How the action is caused by a nervous tissue. Now, if you say the information has received, the information will be taken by a nervous tissue, like we studied in earlier, that is neuromuscular junction or nerve ending. Now, this nervous tissue takes the message to the brain, and in the brain it causes action. How in detail the path of action will be? Nerve impulse cause the muscle cell. The muscle cell gets excited and they change shape due to special proteins. These are contractile proteins that change the shape of the cell or muscle cell. Then there is a change in shape and arrangement of the cell. This arrangement is causing action, and the shorter form of muscles occur and the contractile action of the muscle occurs. So this all start path of action from receiving of nerve impulse and the detail that is taking place in